Big sis, please help me. I'm really sorry for not saying anything until now. I've reached my limit. Please help me. Luna, my sister who is 3 years younger than me, and I have been very close since childhood, more like best friends than siblings. My dear sister was getting married. Her husband seemed like a good, sincere man at first, but that turned out to be a terrible mistake. While calming my trembling sister, I found out what had happened. Luna had been subjected to mental and physical pain on a daily basis. Shockingly, not only by her husband but also by her in-laws. In that house, Luna had no allies. Thinking about Luna's loneliness made me curse myself for not noticing anything until now. When I contacted my sister's husband, he lied. Right now, I'm in Disney World playing with Mickey with my parents, wife, and kids. We're enjoying some family time on our day off. Oh really? Shall I wake you from that dream then? Eh? No, just talking to myself. Well then. Deciding to rescue Luna, I immediately contacted someone after hanging up. Thanks to that person, those who tormented my sister would fall into hell. My name is Ava. I'm a 28-year-old corporate employee. I'm not married, but I'm not in a hurry. I don't feel the need to marry because I find fulfillment in my job and hobbies. I have a sister. My sister's name is Luna. Luna, my sister who is 3 years younger than me, and I have been very close since childhood, more like best friends than siblings. We would consult each other first about any troubles or worries, and share anything fun or happy that happened right away. We are the only 2 sisters in the world for each other. Having a sister like Luna, with whom I can talk about anything, has always been a source of happiness for me. Luna is a quiet and kind girl, always putting others before herself. Because of that, she often struggled with relationships, which worried me. However, Luna got married a few years ago. Her partner was Oliver, her boyfriend since university. Oliver is self-employed, working hard to take over his father Daniel's business. When Oliver came to our house to greet us, he seemed very sincere. A demure and graceful woman like Luna is exactly my ideal. Being able to marry Luna makes me a truly lucky man. Oh, Oliver, you're too drunk. Don't say embarrassing things. Oliver, who finished greeting our family, was happily smiling as he drank the beer my father offered. Luna blushed but looked genuinely happy. I thought these 2 would build a happy family together. Though I felt a pang of loneliness at my close sister being taken by Oliver, I managed to genuinely wish them well. Due to Oliver's work, Luna was going to live with Oliver's family. I was worried about them cohabitating right after getting married, but Luna didn't seem too concerned. Sure, I haven't talked much with my father-in-law and mother-in-law, but I think it'll be fine. Oliver will be there for me. With Luna's cheerful words, I saw her off to Oliver's family home in the neighboring state. It's been 2 years since Luna got married. I haven't been able to meet Luna even once since her marriage. We've talked about meeting several times, but we couldn't make it happen due to Luna's schedule. In these 2 years, Luna experienced childbirth and became a mother. I wanted to meet her child too. Luna frequently contacted me, often sending pictures of her child. I wanted to hold the cute little baby and see for myself that Luna, who always sent cheerful updates, was living happily. Just as I was looking for the right time, a business trip to the neighboring state where Luna lived conveniently came up. Fortunately, I had 2 days off following the business day. I thought this might be a chance to visit Luna's home. I had 2 days, so one of them should work out. Although I was told that meeting up could be difficult because traveling with a young child is challenging, this time I would be going to her, so there shouldn't be any problem. I immediately sent Luna a message. I'm going to be in your state for work soon. I'll have some free time, so let's meet up after so long. I'll bring your favorite sweets. Excited to see my sister, whom I hadn't met in 2 years, I expressed my eagerness to meet. Days passed without a reply after sending the message. No answer came from my calls, nor any reply to my messages. Worried, I debated whether it was wrong to just show up without an appointment, but feeling a premonition, I decided to head to Luna's home unannounced. I knew the address, so I arrived at the house without getting lost. The house had a heavy atmosphere as if no one lived there. It gave me a shiver. I rang the doorbell several times, but no one answered. Puzzled but thinking they might be out, I listened closely and heard sounds inside the house. The door was unlocked when I tried the handle, so with a sense of carelessness, I opened it slightly. From deeper inside, I could hear a baby crying. The sound of the baby crying as if in distress spurred my anxiety. Sticking my head in the entrance, I called out loudly not to be drowned by the crying. "Excuse me. Is anyone there?"
It's Ava. Luna? Are you there?
At the end of the straight hallway. A door opened, and there was Luna holding a baby. But the sight of Luna shocked me. She was gaunt to the point of illness. Luna was already slender, but now her limbs looked almost skeletal, which could be considered unhealthy. Her cheeks were hollow, and the dark circles under her drooping eyes made her look painfully unwell. But that wasn't all. Luna had become bald. Luna, who suited her long black hair and always took good care of it, was now completely hairless. "Big sis. It's been a while. What brought you here?" As Luna approached with a frail voice, I noticed something odd about her eyebrows and eyelashes. On closer inspection, her eyebrows appeared unevenly shaved, not neatly groomed, and her eyelashes seemed unnaturally cut. This wasn't something she would do to herself. Seeing Luna obviously mistreated by someone else, I was dumbfounded. Then, Luna collapsed into tears. The crying of Luna and the baby echoed throughout the house. I was momentarily unable to respond to such an unreal scene, but I couldn't just leave Luna in this state. I squatted in front of her, stroking her back.
Luna! What happened? Your hair, eyebrows, lashes, what's going on?
I did this myself.
That can't be. Were you forced by someone? You're living here with Oliver and your in-laws, right? Isn't there anyone else in the house?
Luna was supposed to be living with Oliver's parents, Daniel and Camila. Wondering if there was anyone else, but Luna shook her head.
Everyone's out right now. Ava, please help me. I'm really sorry for not saying anything until now. I've reached my limit. Please help my child. Tell me what happened. This is abnormal. Of course, I'll help you. But I need to hear the story.
While calming Luna's trembling voice, I learned what had happened to her. Luna revealed she had been subjected to mental and physical abuse on a daily basis. I had suspected it was from Oliver, but to my shock, when I asked who, Luna revealed that not only Oliver but also his parents, Daniel and Camila. In that house, Luna had no allies. Reflecting on Luna's isolation, I regretted my own ignorance up until now. Luna had been managing household and childcare duties as if they were solely her responsibility. No one had offered her help with domestic chores before her pregnancy, nor had she ever received gratitude. Treated like a servant and commanded around, Luna had tried to fit into this family by quietly complying. Oliver had said, "Since Luna married me, she essentially belongs to me. I won't allow her to do anything on her own," thereby restricting her unnecessarily to the house. Strict curfews were set, making it impossible for her to meet anyone. If Luna returned home late from shopping and broke the curfew even slightly, she was subjected to merciless violence and verbal abuse. Luna had hoped that the situation would improve during her pregnancy, but her demonic in-laws were indifferent. If Luna did anything displeasing, they collectively tormented her. I did everything to protect my belly. "I'm just glad the baby was born safely," Luna said with a bittersweet smile, leaving me feeling helpless yet profoundly moved. Despite suffering severe morning sickness, Luna was forced to continue with the chores, somehow managing to give birth and now struggling with both housework and childcare. Oliver and his family had been threatening Luna. You know what will happen if you tell anyone about our situation, right? If you want to keep a semblance of dignity, just stay quiet. I'm not pleased with how often you contact your sister. Make sure you don't say anything unnecessary. You're smart, Luna. You should understand by now, given everything you've been taught, they conditioned her, leaving Luna unable to consult anyone about her plight. Oliver monitored her smartphone continuously, leaving Luna with absolutely no privacy. This was why Luna couldn't signal for help. This time, while Oliver was away, he had cut off all her means of communication and taken the smartphone with him, which explained why I couldn't reach her.
Were your hair, eyebrows, and eyelashes recently cut? Yeah. With a child now, I felt it's impossible to continue living here. I told Oliver I wanted a divorce. It was frightening, but I couldn't let the violence and verbal abuse directed at me potentially harm the child. Then, both Daniel and Camila got incredibly angry.
Luna's tears were unstoppable. Her attempt to escape from this house had been ruthlessly crushed. The once lively Luna seemed utterly exhausted, both mentally and physically, to the point where she felt powerless to change her situation on her own. In such a condition, it must be challenging to flee with her child. Luna appeared to have given up on everything, her expression one of resignation.
It's okay, Luna. I will definitely help you. You don't have to stay in this house anymore. Can I call Oliver to discuss this? What will happen to me if you do? You don't have to stay here anymore. So, it's going to be okay.
After reassuring a frightened Luna, I called Oliver. He promptly answered the phone.
Hello, Ava? Long time no see. How have you been?
Fine, thanks. I'm here on business and thought it'd be nice to see you.
Can you manage that?
Sorry. Right now, the whole family, including my parents, wife, and child, are at Disney World, enjoying the day. We're about to watch the parade. I felt a strong disgust at Oliver's blatant lie. With a wife and child in Disney World, when right now, in front of me, she's been shaved bald.
Really? Let me wake you up from that dream then. What?
Never mind, it's about this side. Understood.
Maybe another time.
I felt like lashing out in anger, but right now, saving Luna takes top priority. I made a call to a certain person and decided to take Luna and the baby to that person's home. I will cancel my hotel reservation due to the emergency. I'm sorry, but it's an emergency. As I entered the home of a certain individual with Luna and her baby, showing concern for Luna's anxious expression. A few hours passed and night fell. That's when Camila called. Likely having returned safely from Disney World and noticed Luna's absence. She immediately started yelling over the phone.
You took Luna and the grandchild, didn't you? I knew something was off the moment you called Oliver. She's our slave. Return her at once.
It seemed clear they were openly admitting to treating Luna as a slave, likely realizing their actions were already known to me. Do they really think a sister would return her sibling who's been treated like a slave?
Luna is not a slave. Don't be absurd. She's with me.
I responded firmly and decided to reveal our location to Camila.
We're currently under someone's care, so please come here. I'll give you the address. Huh? Whose house is it?
When I calmly relayed the address to Camila, who was shouting in anger, she promised to come despite her fury. The notion of living without their slave Luna must be difficult for them. This certain individual we were staying with was our grandfather, Joseph. Luna and I were now at our grandfather's house. Despite not having much interaction with him, he doted on us when we were younger. Knowing that he lived in this county and Oliver's connection to him, I decided to seek his help. When Ava explained Luna's situation over the phone, grandfather was furious. He couldn't forgive Oliver and his parents for what they had done to Luna, one of his beloved granddaughters. Together with grandmother, grandfather warmly welcomed us, the sisters, into his home. Actually, Oliver and Daniel have been worked with grandfather. Oliver and Daniel were actually heavily reliant on Grandpa for their self-employed business, receiving all their work from the company he managed. This relationship led Luna and Oliver to grow close and eventually marry. That's why Oliver and his parents feel so indebted to Grandpa. Oliver, Camila, and Daniel, unaware that the sisters were at Grandfather Joseph's house, arrived at the address provided. When they saw Grandfather at the door, they realized for the first time it was his house and were visibly shaken.
Joseph, are you Luna's grandfather? Let's just go to the living room and talk. I have something important to tell you.
Oliver and his parents couldn't defy my grandfather's words. They must have somewhat anticipated what was to come. They looked down in despair, followed Grandfather Joseph and me into the living room. Once settled, Grandfather began.
I've been informed of the terrible treatment Luna endured. Ava told me you boldly declared her a slave. You do realize Luna is my granddaughter, right? Whether she was my granddaughter or not, such behavior is unacceptable. Joseph, this was a twisted form of love, I guess. We'll change and cherish Luna from now on. Could you possibly forgive us just this once? This wasn't a one-time incident. It's ludicrous to forgive just this once. Besides, Luna is the one to forgive, not me. At the very least, I do not want to entrust work to individuals who mistreat and enslave your wife.
The three of them paled at his words, probably unable to accept the reality they faced. Camila began to cry, Oliver hung his head in silence, and Daniel looked at Joseph and spoke.
We've had a long-standing relationship, haven't we? And yet, you decide to cut ties over this? You see, our values differ. Business requires partnership. If we're not aligned, I can't work with you. From now on, you'll receive no more commissions from me. And, it turns out, the house and workplace you're living in are leased from my properties. You'll need to vacate them as well. That's too much, Joseph. Are you planning to take everything from us?
Camila's outcry was met with a grimace from Grandfather.
The decision is final. Your current residence is prime real estate. It's already listed as vacant and there are interested parties. You'll need to move out promptly. But please, have mercy. What are we supposed to do now?
Oliver and his parents apologized sincerely. Grandfather remained composed, seated on the sofa. Then, Luna cautiously approached.
Oliver, your parents, I've documented the abuse and violence and will report everything to the police, submitting the recordings as evidence. I'm filing for divorce. I refuse to be your slave any longer.
Luna firmly stated her case, looking down on the three people who were curled up in fear. The possibility of them becoming criminals seemed imminent as they each trembled or cried. However, Oliver, driven to desperation, suddenly stood up and aggressively approached Luna.
It's all your fault. It's because of your meddling that we're in this mess. Slaves should just stay quiet and obedient.
As Oliver raised his fist in a rage, Luna instinctively shrank back, but I had already slapped Oliver across the face with all my might. Oliver's punch missed, ensuring Luna wasn't hurt. Despite trying to remain calm, inside I was boiling with anger so intense it felt like my insides got crazy.
I will never forgive you for what you've done to my dear sister. May you fall into hell.
With my words while glaring at them, the three of them had complaints, but I sent them away as if kicking them out. That was the last time I directly met these three people. Luna and Oliver managed to get a divorce successfully. Moreover, the evidence of violence and verbal abuse was recognized, leading to the arrest of Oliver, Daniel, and Camila for confinement crime and assault charges. Their business inevitably went bankrupt. It's a job where trust is paramount. Even if they were to be released, no one would entrust them with work again, and their company's downfall seemed justified. The neighborhood quickly spread the word about the family's arrest. It is impossible for them to lead a respectable life there again. After their release, they could not return to their original place. As I hoped, they truly fell into their own created hell. A fitting end to their deeds. Luna and the baby, having nowhere else to go, returned to our family home. My parents apologized for not realizing the situation Luna was in and welcomed her and her baby warmly. I've been helping out with childcare at home too. Having no experience with raising children, I've been realizing just how challenging parenting can be. Despite being deeply hurt both emotionally and physically, Luna has shown incredible strength. It seems being a mother has made her even stronger. Determined to persevere as a single mother, Luna decided to work. Since I'm going to be a single mom, I need to work hard. I'm thinking of starting work from home for the sake of the child. I'll do my best to make it successful, Luna said, and she's currently working from home. Though it's tough, she's managing to earn a steady income while prioritizing time with her child, which is reassuring to see. Luna's cut hair and eyelashes are gradually returning to their normal state. While long hair suited her, she looks equally adorable with short hair. Trying to encourage her to see the positive side, I said, "You've discovered a new hairstyle that suits you. Short hair might be easier to dry and manage." Luna responded with a bright smile. Watching the baby grow up healthy and happy is purely joyful. Witnessing this child's development, step by step, is genuinely enjoyable. Growing up in this environment, under the care of my parents, myself, and most importantly, Luna, is surely the best for the child. The baby is so adorable that I find myself losing interest in marriage. Living at home, watching the baby grow, and having fun conversations with Luna seems like a delightful life.